Prof. There is another topic which I would like to discuss today, and that is my general takeaways from working with Care Corner for the past 1 year. I think IEX with Care Corner has been a very eye-opening experience where I get to learn more about a demographic that I've never thought before, the seniors with dementia. Previously, I did not really have a conception of what living with dementia would be like. I thought most of the dementia patients would just be constantly in a confused state where they are unable to tend for themselves and really need someone to look after them the whole day. However, I think having had this experience with Care Corner, I've come to learn that dementia comes in many stages and phases, where each person experiences dementia differently. So for those in Care Corner, I would say that there really is a range, where some of them being in the initial phases of dementia and some being in the later stages where they are unable to vocalize their needs and wants. But I guess dementia also manifests in different ways, where some of them are more irritable and then some are merely forgetful. I think the stereotype of dementia patients being mere mess and matter has really been broken for me, as I witnessed many of them show their personality and individual quirks. For example, there is this auntie who really likes to crack inappropriate jokes about boy-girl relationships. And there's also other aunties who still have their individual interests, for example in ramio or tending to their flowers. So I think despite their conditions, many of them still manage to thrive and retain that sense of self. Therefore, I can say that IEX has provided some positive impressions and experiences. However, I think it has also embedded some fear, whereby I'm concerned that one day my grandparents may get dementia. There was this incident where I got seriously concerned. So context is that my grandmother was rather sick from a cold and she overexerted herself. So because of that, she started babbling nonsense where she saw a pond on HDB flooring, and I was like, what in the world? So I think at that point, it was an irrational fear that might she have suddenly gotten dementia, after frying her brain, overexerting herself, and having a high fever. Yeah, I know it was unreasonable, but I think having seen some of the seniors, their method of speech, it really just paralleled at that point in time. So I thought, who knows, it might be possible. After all, I'm not a medical professional, right? Yeah. All that was running through my mind was, what if she really forgot me then and there? It was a scenario that I didn't dare imagine. Therefore, I think the IEX experience working with Care Corner combined with this incident that happened to my grandmother really made me more appreciative of the time that I get to spend with them. So for now, I try to speak to them more over dinner and make some jokes and to make them happy occasionally. For my family, we don't have the habit of openly expressing love through actions like hugging or even saying things like I love you. So I think sometimes it is easy to forget that these are the people we deeply care about and take them for granted. To me, I think it's quite funny or ridiculous to only reflect upon ourselves after precarious situations and try to be better. Thankfully, I did get the opportunity to improve our relationship, and that's what I always remind myself when I go over for dinner on the weekends. Yep, so after all that family talk that got me slightly emotional, I'm just gonna refocus back on the elderly at Care Corner so I can actually finish this video without crying. I guess when we do this project, sometimes I'm afraid that we do not meet the expectations of Claudine and Mary, because what they really wish is to leave down or be able to pass down a good part of the elderly. But sometimes I find our scrapbook too superficial, as I've mentioned in our other videos. But I think even that, the scrapbook project is not really all that we're bringing to the table, because I find that the time we spend with the seniors are sometimes more valuable than this doodling that we're doing. So I think so far we haven't really shared with the seniors what we are trying to achieve with these tea sessions that we've been having. I'm not sure they are aware that we're making a scrapbook for them and their family members, but I think they have really enjoyed our company so far whenever we join them at Care Corner. So because of that, I see that our project still has value, even though we may not have achieved fully what we set out to do. The reason why I say this is because I think we have been effective in helping the seniors pick up some of their old memories back. For example, Auntie Beryl, she shared with us that she was previously a prison warden back in her younger days. Yeah, this is no big deal, right? But when we brought it up to Claudine, she mentioned that even she had not heard of this piece of news before. So I think it was significant for me because it signified that we had managed to dig up like a past of her that was really, really buried deep behind at the back of her mind. So it kind of like showed the like effect we've been able to get at, where we retrieve some of their memories from the past. Yeah, like at the very start of this IEX project, when we were doing like research and all, it was brought up that getting the seniors to retell their stories and just sort of recount their experiences is good for their condition. And I think this incident of Auntie Beryl having been able to bring up a new piece of information to us signifies that there has been some like breakthrough in our sessions. During that same session, another senior shared with us an unfortunate incident that happened with her grandson. To protect confidentiality, I won't talk about it too much here, but I was glad that she was able to share such intimate feelings and experiences with us. I believe that we have been able to relieve some of the pressure from her by providing a listening ear. So because her daughter tends to be quite busy as well and rarely visits her, I think this is really a rare opportunity for her to have someone to speak to and really vent her frustrations. As a more introverted person who expends my entire social battery during the short 2 hours at Care Corner, it is breakthroughs like this that motivate me to continue going for more sessions. All in all, despite IEX being difficult at times, I still really appreciate this opportunity that allows me to collaborate with community partners to improve their services, while at the same time providing me with learning points that I would never have imagined.